Hey guys, so we are going live, Christina and I. We're doing this Building Empire Network podcast. Basically, we're doing this podcast to bring other business owners on here, just to talk about, their challenges and in their business. It's not all real estate; it's just different business owners, that they are on a mission on building an empire. So this is actually our first podcast that we're doing to kind of introduce ourselves, what we do. My name is Andrea Cruz. I am the owner and CEO of Cash for Keys. We basically, we market to we do marketing from to owners to basically see if their property is distressed and stuff. We do wholesaling, hoteling, flips, owner finance, all that great stuff. Christina, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Christina Franco. So I've been in the real estate realm for probably a little over 30 years. I know pretty much all the ins and outs of landlording, flipping, and buy, hold, whatever, wholesale. Wholesale was a little bit new to me in 2012. I joined up a team of people who were actually taking classes for wholesale and giving classes for wholesale, and that's where I learned. And that's when I kind of skyrocketed my entire portfolio of real estate. Now, the reason why we say that we like to network with other businesses is because myself, we have Martin's Hardware and Lumber, and then we also have a steel company. And me myself, I'm the CEO of Global Financial Lending Group. So I do a lot of financial lending to investors and different stuff like that, private money lender, and I kind of lend to small businesses. So that's what I've been working on. So that's why we want to go ahead and network with people, because we know that there's a lot of people that want to grow in different avenues and they don't know how to grow. So that's how we want to open up your portfolio, see what you have and see what we can help you to grow in that avenue, network you with other people and see how it works. Andrea and I have been networking together for over
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And when she started her own wholesaling thing, then I started buying a lot of properties from her, flipping those, we see that there's a lot of growth and collaboration. So
Sure.
you really can't do a lot of things by yourself. Like right now in my lending company, I work with a reputable title company, and I work with the person. You have to be able to work with the person in the title company so that those deals can go through. Also, you have to have your surveyors, your appraisers, and then by the time it comes to me in the lending, it's because I already know you're ready. So, but like I said, that's just in the real estate realm. But in business, I also do business financing. So that's how we go. So we want to talk to different people in different avenues, whether it's hair, mechanics, construction, contractors. Guys, we need to know good contractors, because we always need contractors. It's really it's a big field. So
yeah. And whenever I met Christina, she actually put some lending in for myself. Hold on, give me a second. So she, I was telling her about a deal that I was doing, and certain lenders will look at certain numbers, but they don't see kind of like the vision that we have in mind, like thinking like, hey, I'm only thinking about spending this much. So Christina was able to help me do the lending. I kind of I took her to the property and I say, look, Christina, this is what I plan on doing to this property. I'm going to be in and out. I do a lot of hotels. So on other lenders, they're like looking at the numbers like, oh, numbers have to be at 70% and all of that. But because she knows what I'm talking about and knows how, hey, this is what I'm going to do, so the numbers do make sense, she was able to provide a loan for me, and I was able to get the deal done. So that was one of the good things about knowing the right people, because not as an investor, or when you do flips and all that, not everybody's going to understand your numbers, or like me, I do hotels, so I go in there with a plan, like, look, this is my budget, I'm only going to spend this. So I know the numbers do make sense, but a lot of people don't see that. So certain lenders are going to be like, no, the numbers are tight, this deal doesn't make sense. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people overlook hotels, because they don't see what we're trying to do. But because she knows, and she's worked with me before in the past as well, I was able to get that lending through her, and and I got it done. She made her money, I made my money. And those are one of the things that we want to do, is connect people to the right people, because not a lot of people are gonna understand where you're coming from, from a lender perspective, and she knows. So
Mhm.
that's one of the good things. I was able to get the deal done. So.
Yeah, so in the avenue where we say that it's motel, like with Andrea, and she does a lot of motel. So basically she's in and she's out. Now it's a big difference when you're flipping, because I've been flipping, and a lot of people know that when I'm flipping, they're like, damn, you made like $100,000. But you have to understand there's also closing costs behind there's a holding cost behind that. So at the end of the game, if you took a personal loan, you have to calculate all of your interest paid to your lender, and that could be anywhere from 27,000 to 30,000. So the $100,000 that you think you made, it really went down real quick. If it's $30,000, it went down to 70. Now, because Andrea has been real good with the wholesale numbers in the way I buy the property and the way we add square footage. So how does that all network together? I've found that collaborating with different avenues of businesses, not just mine, because I work with a floor merchant, different type
Mhm.
of businesses, you have to really expand your growth in your network, and it's not always about your net worth. It's
Right.
not. It's really about your network. You have to be able to have people in your phone that you can call right away to make these deals work, because you can lose time, and every single month is a holding cost.
Mhm.
And every single time a month comes, you're like, oh well, it's only $1,900. Well, at the end of a year, then you're going to see how much $1,900 added up to. So, and that's just interest only. So that's money that is not going to be, you can't really make that back. It just keeps going, trickling down. So you need to have the right people in your pocket, when it comes down to your contractors, always think that when you're going into a house, you need your flooring, your
Mhm.
electrical, your plumbing, your roofer, your structural, your foundation sometimes. So you need to start building an agenda of those businesses.
Yeah, because like when we started doing our hotels and other projects, a lot of people, their go-to is like Floor and Decor and all these big stores, not realizing that there's actually small owners that have the same flooring for cheaper. So having that network, like, hey, I know this guy has this floor cheaper. Hey, I know this guy is selling this, that. So that's kind of what we want to kind of create, is like just a bunch of people, what they have, what they offer, what they sell. Because right now, a lot of the stuff that you guys are using it that went high, so that it's really good to go shop around and look. Hey, I can get these floors a lot cheaper. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have time for that, we're just trying to get it. But you know what, it makes a huge difference. I mean, I'm not saying like to shop everything around, but it's always good to kind of see what options you have available, just going instead of just going with the first option.
Yeah, instead of just going with the first option. I will tell you right now, by the way material is being sold, and I'll tell you, because I have Martin Hardware and Lumber. Just because I get the lumber doesn't mean I get it cheaper.
She has that good stuff.
I got that good. Yeah, we go off. But anyway, the crazy thing is that, I mean, at some points, like just recently, my son was working on his house, and I was like, boy, you better dumpster dive. When he was ripping out walls, I was like, you can save that board, you could save that board, and you can save that board. And he did. If you look in one of the houses that he's redoing for himself, you'll actually see where it's used material. So where he took down these walls, he was able to reuse those. A lot of people take advantage. They just want to throw this stuff in the dumpster and just get rid of it. But right now is the time that I dumpster dive on that shit. Because where the rehabs were a year ago, you're not going to be nowhere near. You're doing the same work, you're putting the same effort, but the material is so much higher.
It is.
What I used to sell for $4.99 or $2.99 on a 2x4, oh my gosh, it's gone up so high. Now we're facing these things with this gas and commodity and the way things are coming in on logistics. That's a whole nother turn. People are like, why is it getting so expensive? Gas is getting expensive. So how do you think it's going to get here? There you go. So, I looked at a bank statement of mine, and I was looking at it, and my husband and my daughter and everybody uses this one account mostly just for door dashing or whatever. $3,200. I
Wow.
wanted to choke. I wanted to choke. And that's, and that's another kind of that's my business.
Mhm.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm still a frugal person. I really try to keep it realistic because a lot of people have the misconception of thinking just because you have a business and you made $100,000 that it's yours. It's
Mm-mm.
not. You better start deducting your taxes because then they're going to hit you in the back end and bite you in the ass. I got bit real hard. I'm missing a nalga. I'm so serious.
I think I found it over there.
I think-
290 somewhere.
In a real world, you can't just be stiff in this world. You have to laugh about your losses and your gains. If you just sit there and cry over spilled milk, you're gonna rot just like that milk will rot right down the side. And we have a lot of learning curves, so we want to share a lot of our experience because of the fact that if you could learn from my experience and let me make the mistake and I just share it, I'd rather tell you. Like, a lot of people don't like to express their mistakes because they don't make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. I still make mistakes. I still have to reach out to certain people and ask them certain, questions. I get a lot of resource from my chosen news, because somebody might just tell you the wrong information.
Yeah.
I had a lady the other day call me. She had an estate property, and somebody told her, since your mom passed away and everything, you inherited everything, go ahead and stop paying the mortgage note.
Mhm.
It's been deeded to you. No, that company, especially Aquin, they can still foreclose on you. So she got behind and she's like, oh, they're sending me all these letters, but they need to go and find my mama. And I'm like, no, that's not the way it goes. That lien is on the property. So, it people can quickly misinform you, and you can over educate yourself on Google real quick. And, that's the hard thing. Yeah, you can over edge. You're going to see our phones going off all crazy because people are just always blowing up our phone. Before we got on, we had to wait because I had somebody calling me about a property. So, and then Andrea was getting called about property. So you'll kind of get some hiccups in our communication in here. But one of the things is, and we're going live because we also want to share, from our pages so that we could share it later. If any of you out there really have any questions that you just want to ask us, just by experience, we're not know-it-alls. We don't know it all. We're still learning as we go. We just want to start our network and grow it so that, we have other avenues and we can share what we have to offer with people. We can't really say we're mentors because we're not. We'll be 100%. We have members of a group, but we're not actually mentors. And I'll tell you why. Because for me to hold your hand and show you how to make money and take time from ourselves, we still got kids we got to feed. I got grandkids. She got kids.
I got 4. So.
Yeah. So she's still doing her mommy duties in the morning. This girl's at the gym by 4 or 5 in the morning.
4:30.
4:30. Yeah, I'm like, girl. She's like, it changes your life. Like, yeah.
I love it.
I'll be a cranky ass broad. I'll be cranky as hell. No, but the truth is that, I know what she's going through the experience. And sometimes we talk and I'm like, look, I can relate because I was there. I was the one carrying my kids in the back of the car while we were, looking at properties or picking up rents or fighting with tenants or evicting tenants. My kids saw it all. And now, sometimes you don't really get that fulfillment from people saying, oh yeah, look, or look at how good she raised her kids, by the progress that your kids make of what effort you put into them. And I'm saying, because I look at my kids today, and even if they did or didn't want to learn, they've got rentals, they have businesses, they own their own businesses, of things that they learned along the way. One of my sons wanted to be a dentist. He went to medical school, dental, and he ended up, having his own electrical and AC company and does really, really well doing that. And then, now he's ventured off into venues, renting venues. And so when you're in real estate, things really take you in all kinds of directions. You just don't know. Real estate took me into lending. It took me into construction.
I took it everywhere.
Yeah, it takes you everywhere. And it's crazy. You know, it takes you into construction and you meet different people. So you get to go into different avenues of business, knowing different business. There used to be a company years ago. Everybody knew them in Pasadena. It was a carpet business. And recently, you know, we've been working on getting that. So now we're going to start offering carpet. Where does that end up with me having a hardware store? I've got apartments, you know. I really don't like carpet in apartments because you always have to change them out.
Mhm.
But the thing is that, and that's why you kind of want flooring. But at the same time, when you go into carpet, you know, it is cheaper, it's faster, it's, you know, you get that make ready in and out. But at the same time, it's kind of hard. But when you're flipping, it's the easiest way to go. So we're going to start offering that now. And we got that off of actually having a business relationship for years with this person, buying carpets from them, carpet and flooring. So now we can add that, and I'll let y'all know where that's going because that's in, you know, in the works right now. It's pretty much done, but it's there. So now to add that to our store is something else, you know.
Yeah.
And Andrea, you know, she's very lucky because she has her husband that is able to handle a lot of, you know, the rehabs with
I'm
the
sure he doesn't feel lucky.
Yeah. No, he don't
He's
feel
like, heck no.
yeah. So, you know, but she's lucky. Yeah. But you know, a lot of people don't understand that when you buy a property, the first people who get paid are your contractors, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's why
So
sometimes
look at the bright side, hon.
Yeah. Yeah, but did you pay them?
Right. That's the question.
That's the question. Yeah, but that's where it all comes through, you know, is how tight you can hold a budget and who you have in that budget and people who understand that budget. Because just because you write up a scope of work, a lot of people are like, what's a scope of work? I remember when I was getting my first loan, they asked me for a scope of work. I wanted to die. I lasted a whole week Googling what the hell is a scope of work. Like, I didn't know what the hell a scope of work was. Like, it was different terminology to me. So
Hey, now you're the one asking for the scope of work.
yeah, now I'm asking for the scope of work. But one of the things is that it wasn't no scary situation. It's not a monster. All you have to do is say, okay, we have a roof. Are we replacing it? Is it in good condition? Is the foundation, is it good, or it needs foundation work? What is the budget that you're using? Now, if you have a scope of work and you're saying you're going to spend 75,000, but your budget is 50, they're going to look at you like you're crazy because you're already $25,000 over budget walking in. So you have to know how to project your costs of everything you do. So that's one of the main things. And what else?
Not that I'm laughing at what Billy was putting. Hey, Billy.
Oh.
No, yeah, and you know, I use, just to kind of give a great example, guys. You know, Billy, he's one of he's also a contractor, but I actually met Billy at the title company. We were both closing, and we started talking, but he started, you know, doing a lot of my listing, my hotels and stuff. And by having him also too, I ended up doing an owner finance deal, and he does a lot of those. So he was able to help me structure that. And, you know, Christina helps me structure those deals as well. But, you know, it just kind of goes back to what we were saying, you know, having the right network, the right people, because my plan was something totally different. But, you know, being around them, they were like, hey, you should do this to this property. You should do that. So then I was like, okay. And then I did it in one, and then I did it on another one and another one. So, you know, it's good to have those people around you, because it's like they feed to like, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and it gives you good ideas, because we don't know it all, you know. And it's always good to have those people around you to kind of give you better ideas to do. And then once you learn from it, you're like, okay, I learned this or I learned that. So, you know, same thing with an AC unit. I had a guy put in I had all these bids from these AC people, and they were like, oh, you're going to need a new AC unit. And I was like, dang, okay. And then this other guy's like, no, you don't need a whole new AC unit. We could fix this. We could put it back. So, you know, you kind of save yourself, you know, the money. So that's why it's kind of good to kind of get other opinions from other people, Don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, I'm always asking for like, hey, I need help with this. I need help with that. Because then, people can't read your mind. So they don't know if, what you need help on. But, having the right people around you is definitely good. So that's kind of what we would like is kind of just interview different people, and you guys are able to see, hey, what does this person offer? Is this person what they offer? Is this something I'm looking for? And you guys, can definitely, like start reaching out. Stuff like that. So
yeah, and don't be afraid of me.
I know everyone's afraid of Christina.
Everybody's afraid of me. Am I bad? I'm not. Like, I'm straightforward. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm not gonna sugarcoat stuff for you. I don't want to set anyone up for failure. A lot of people will ask me and I'll be like, no, you just drew this imagination up in your head. It can't be done, and sometimes you just got to know when to just smile and be like, better left unsaid. But one of the things is that I'm very straightforward. Yes, I'm always busy, but yes, I will always stop and answer. I think she'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah. No, she's helped me a lot in a lot of deals, and structuring them. I have the tendency to put myself in a bind all the time, and it's like, oh shit. But that's how you learn, right? Because if you don't kind of put yourself in a hard situation, then like now if I put myself in that situation again, I know how to get out, so, but it's kind of good, to have, like, she'll answer me, I'm like, hey, I need help with this, or, I call Billy all the time too, so it's good to have the right people and, know what they know and, ask questions.
Yeah.
We help each other out.
Yeah. And one of the things a lot of people have asked me is, a lot of people have seem like, oh gosh, she's unapproachable. No, I'm not. The thing is that I'm going to answer you. I always have a grunt because I'm always thinking. But one of the main things is that a lot of people are like, I want a mentor. I want this. I want that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because I'm not going to give you that because I'm not in the business to babysit. I can't. And don't take that off as rude. The thing is that I will give you information. I'll probably, if you talk to me before, I told you what to do. And if you're still asking somebody, you didn't do what I asked you to do, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do what you took time from me to do. So, if I give you my time, to me in my life, the most precious thing is time. I can't buy that back. I can't win that back. I can't anything. One time, a lot of people were like, well, you know what, you should be charging, for your information and things like that. I will send you somewhere real easy. For a lot of times, I sent a lot of people to Prosperity, and they went and they didn't do anything because their intention was never to do anything.
Right.
Their intention was not. Their intention was to be handheld and carried, and I can't do that. And I just can't. I got a whole lot of other things going on. But like when I first started working with Andrea, we had a little team. Within the first week, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was able to make $5,000. We had a group. We all pitched in our money. We got it. We got our money out. We left. And it worked. And then everybody had to go their own separate way, but it still worked we still never burned bridges. Never burn bridges, people. Never burn bridges. Keep your relationships very open, and your bridges, crossable. Don't ever cross nobody. So when we all started working together and, Andrea had went with some people and we started doing different things and networking, my thing is if I tell Andrea, okay, I want $50,000 or 30 or 10 or 15 or $5,000 to show you how to invest your money. I always told her, I think I just did the wrong thing telling you to invest in me. That's the first mistake I ever felt. Okay. And so where did that help me in the long run? People don't understand that when we negotiate numbers, that's money. That's real money. And I'll say this, and she's probably going to pinch me. But I had a property on Priest. I think she started off at like 42, right? Or 56. I think you started off at 56.
I went from 42 to 56.
Yeah, I think she started at 56 to 42. And I think I ended up getting it at 37.
Somewhere around there.
Okay, but what I want you to see, even if it was at 37 to 47, that's $10,000 that this girl is taking off of her price to negotiate me because she knows I'm going to close it as is, not complain, take it sight unseen, give it to me.
Yeah, there was a squatter in there.
There was a squatter in there, so I had to get those people out. She always called me for the squatters.
I'm like, squatters.
Christina gonna get their ass out of there. So that was one. So what was that? That was a $10,000 coupon for me. I'm a couponer. So that was like a coupon for me. That was like a gift to me. That $10,000, she could have stayed head on and say, no, or sell it to somebody else or whatever. So I took that as paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know who sometimes you do invest your time in, and how it can help you in the long run. Not that you expect it. I've never expected anything. I just knew that if and when I needed something, even a haircut.
I'm like, hey, now that you mention it.
Now that you mention it. Yeah. No, seriously. And I bank people's time. When people give me something, because nobody's got to give you nothing, I bank on that. Why? Because they worked with me in a certain way, and you have to always appreciate people's time, no matter what they do. So that was that one. And then there was another one, which was that was Creston, and there was Priest. Priest was super freaking cheap. I think we knocked that like 15 down. So what was that? Let's just see what Hidden Figures are, right? Hidden Figures. Okay, so if down the line she was asking a certain price and she took off 10,000 here and 15,000 there, that's $25,000. So if I feel like my efforts put in back then were well rooted and seated, and I got it in a different way, because money's money. And when a realtor goes and they go and they negotiate their commissions 1%, you need to be glad, because they don't have to. There's some people that won't. There's some people that say, oh, you don't have a representative and I'm representing this person, I want 6%. You can say you don't want to pay 6% on that. You say, I'm representing myself, and just pay the 3%. Yeah. But when realtors do 1%, 2%, that's their money that they're giving you. And some people don't appreciate it. And I don't haggle. You tell me what you want. A little bit. That's her expertise. Yeah, she's gonna haggle out. Yeah, she's gonna haggle you. But me, myself, I try not to, because as a landlord and as somebody who has a lot of property out there, and I've held some of these properties over 30 years, I know what I've invested. I know where I'm at. A lot of people, they invest in properties and they're like, well, you'll hear it. We're Mexican. We say it all the time. I want to buy something to leave my kids. You think your kids want that shit after they see how much headaches you went through? No, they're going to sell it almost for nothing. So that's why right now where I'm at, I have a lot of older landlords that come to me because they want to cash it out. And they just want to leave a payment plan for their kids. If y'all want it, y'all buy it. If not, it'll get sold. I mean, there's stories behind a lot of things, of the things that we do. And but that's just one thing. Let's talk about another business. Andrea, what were you doing before you did real estate?
I had my hair studio. So I actually did hair prior to real estate. I had my own hair studio in Rice Village. And I kind of still do it, but not really. But that's actually what paid my bills before real estate. I was making actually really, really good money doing that. But it just, required a lot of, both require a lot of time. But, weekends was one of the things where I was like, you know what? I have to work on Saturdays to actually make it. And Saturdays is the only time I got to spend with my family. So I kind of had to reconsider, like, okay, is this am I going to see myself always working on the weekends? So that was one of the things that made me get into kind of real estate, to have more time, with the family. But yeah, that's exactly what I do. But I still, do hair. And I also have, a lot of my clients who are actually lending me money now, because, Rice Village is a very high-end area. So that actually worked hand in hand. I never even thought or planned that out, but I started reaching out, and I'm like, hey, once I started learning the business better, and I'm like, okay, I could actually borrow their money and know what I'm doing with it. And so, things like that kind of help me out. And I also have clients that are attorneys. So they kind of, I'm going through a little lawsuit process, so they help me out with that. So it's really good, because that kind of helped me out, like, with what I need now. And then it kind of goes back again to the networking. He's an attorney. Hey, I need an attorney. I got him. I trust him with it. Same thing with, they have lending. They let me borrow money. So it's very important to have a variety of knowing, like, especially in real estate, you got to at least you know you're using 5 lenders. If you have this one, no, because you got to know your options. What is available to you. No, don't ever go with the first. Oh, this one offered me this, I'm gonna go with that one. No, it's very important to kind of look around and shop around. So that's kind of what we want to create, is like a network. Building Empire Network. That way you guys can have, we want to interview different people, even people that have floors, that sell floors, that have their own, lumber company, like Christina over here. Because, hey, you're over there buying it at Home Depot and not even knowing that it's a lot cheaper somewhere else, and then the reason they're doing that is because they're like, hey, we want to get rid of it more. They're thinking more volume, so it's always good to know those kind of people as well. So yeah, I mean, we're excited about, we're gonna hopefully on the next podcast we'll have someone already set up to interview.
If you want to get interviewed, you want to show your business, let us know.
Yeah, if you have a business, you just started a business and want to get interviewed, let us know. Even if it's like a michelada stand.
There you go.
We'll have the podcast there.
Yeah, we'll have it there. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of cool. That way you get to, put yourself out there, and, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So me, when I was younger, what I started off was my mom always worked in the hospital and administration. So what she always did was admitting. And so she put me in there and I worked there and I was able to see a lot of things in the medical field. I worked in the financial department after that. And so I kind of moved up in that direction. Oh, thank you. So I moved up in that direction. And then later on in life, I did come across a Carlton Sheets program in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, very insomniac, had a bunch of babies. And so I was up one night, I bought a program and then I just started using that formula that person was using. I bought the program. Back then I remember COD, that don't exist no more. Now you pay everything forward. We used to have to make a money order. They'd send it to you, and then you'd give them the money order, and then they'd send it, or however in the hell it worked. But it was a long process. So now things are so fast now with Amazon and eBay and all these other things. So so I started there. Then after I got into that, I went back to school for a while, and then I learned finance. And so when I was in the learning finance and different things, I really still did not know what I needed to know. Yeah. I didn't know until all this real estate stuff kicked me in the ass with a lot of things that I had to learn by experience. And it was more costly than what I paid for school, but I didn't learn. So now, but I did work for the mercantile. I worked for the mercantile for a while. So I was in more of the financial insurance, and stuff like that. So I kind of went through a lot of things. After I worked there for a while, I was like, you know what, I want more. And so I started buying buildings with businesses. And so that's when I got into daycare. I opened up, I had 2 daycare facilities.
This girl's done it all.
Yeah, over 100 kids. I mean, do the freaking math. It was $75 times 100 times a week times whatever. And so I was able to do that. And I didn't know where I was going to get the money at the time. And my dad I don't talk to my dad anymore. Seriously, it happens. It's family. Anyway, so what he did was, we cashed out on a property that he had, and he, gave me the loan to start that. And so I was able to have, the business. So I grew it. And then after that, I went into the beauty field, like, beauty salonish kind of spa, more like spas, like Sona Med Spa. And there was a Sedona, and that was in Cyprus. And I started working with that lady out there. And then she took off, and then I went on my way, and I'm back to the neighborhood. Then when I got the store, I started with restaurants, and I had a restaurant, Vaqueros. And from Vaqueros, same thing with the building. So I started buying businesses with buildings, and that's where I started my commercial stuff. And then after that, I had my store, and I started buying taco trailers, and it was just too much work for me. I was like, girl, you are extending yourself like a little octopus. So I said, all right, girl, you done built enough. It's time for you to just kind of settle into where you need to be. And
I thought I was bad.
No, girl, I was bad. I wanted to do everything.
Everything.
My grandpa told me there is nothing you cannot be, even if it's you want to be a doctor. I had a hiccup in life. We all had a hiccup. I had this little criminal hiccup. I was bad. I ain't gonna lie. I was a thug. Anyway, so I don't lie. So one of
She's
the
not
things.
a killer, but don't push her.
Don't push me. I'm trying to tell these people I'm not bad. No, but for real though, we all had a hiccup. So when I went to go sit for my my licensing for my certified financial planner, they didn't want to give it to me at the time. He said it had to be more than so many years and this and that. And I was like, it broke me down. I was like, what the hell? Like, you mean this is going to haunt me the rest of my life? And it pretty much almost did. So I cried, and I remember telling my grandpa, I said, man, I went to school, I did all this. And then now they're telling me no, they should have told me no walking in. And he said, Mia, you can be whatever you want. I was like, all right, I can't be a doctor. I'll be a holistic practitioner. Okay, I can't be
holistic.
Holistic. I'll treat the whole body. Okay, let's get PG.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you have to make things work for you. Don't let anybody tell you can't do things. I know a lot of people that tell me, was no, I don't have my papers. I don't have this. I don't give a damn. Get your EIN, start doing things. There's ways that you can do things. There's lawyers here that you could work with, that I could affiliate you with. If you have property here, it's so much easier. It's just a lot of things. That's kind of things that I don't really want to talk about on camera right now, but I can help you. But there's a lot of things. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let nobody tell you no. If you have a dream, a vision, you want to be a nutritional consultant, and they're like, oh, well, or a physical trainer or whatever, go be a Zumba instructor. Do whatever it is that makes you happy, but do it well, because you will do it well when it makes you happy. If it's staying home and just chilling and cooking, do it, talk about it, do it. You can do whatever you want. I'm living proof that you can do whatever in the hell you want. Mm-hmm. Whatever in the hell you want. And I see a lot of people, and this is so damn true. They're like, you want to be a millionaire? You don't want to be a fucking millionaire.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but you don't want to go through the struggles.
You don't want to go through the struggles.
Responsibilities. I know I have this affirmation on my computer, and I put that I want to be a billionaire. And then I was having a hard day that day, and I was going through all of this. I saw it, and I grabbed it, and I just threw it. I'm like, I don't want this.
No.
But you got to realize you go through things, but if that's what you want to do, mm-hmm. you got to make sure you're gonna, take what it, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire now, and okay, I'm a millionaire. No, you're gonna go through the trials, through like everything, mm-hmm. to see, hey, are you capable of handling what it takes to be that?
Yeah.
So, mm-hmm. And it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of understanding. It's a lot of you go through a financial crisis. You'll do a whole lot of stuff. You'll make a lot of mistakes not knowing the right things to do. And sometimes when I'll tell you what I did to get to where I am right now. I stopped looking at the next person like they were bigger than me. Mm-hmm. You have to stay in your same lane, your own lane. Stay in your lane. If they're going fast, let them. They're going to hit the wall harder. You know what I'm saying? You have a chance to stop before you hit the wall. But in all reality, when I stopped telling myself I was going to be a millionaire,
you became one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, say no more, fam. Don't say it no more. Don't say it no more.
Don't say it no more. Just keep focused on what you got to do. Know that there's an end goal. Know that you got to, jump a couple hurdles to be to where you're at. I see some people that, dress fancier than I do, and they don't even
have nothing. I know those people too.
No, stop pretending. When it stopped costing you to pretend and you hop off of the carousel, you're going to understand that you're really going to be able to enjoy watching the ride. Because mm-hmm. remember, a carousel just goes in circles. That's it. And you don't want to go in circles. You want to hop on your path and keep going straight. I can tell you that. I hear a lot of people saying, I got this, I got that. I used to be that person, and I started just really, really understanding that it's not what you got on the outside. It's what you have on the inside. Mm-hmm. You have to be that person.
Yeah. That's why I wake up at 4:30 mm-hmm. Because I like to work on my inside first mm-hmm. before starting my day. And it kind of helps me. It's kind of like I prepare myself for whatever opportunity or whatever challenge comes my way. And it's kind of like, hey, I got this, mm-hmm. but it kind of gives you like a clear, more of a clarity vision of like, hey, I'm more living on purpose. So it's like I create
Yes.
my day instead of letting my
Mhm.
day create me.
Mhm.
But that's something I'm working on. It's not easy, but it's doable. You know,
Yeah.
and especially when you're going on this journey, that's why it's called journey. It's yours, your
Mhm.
journey. So it's never like good to compete or try to
Mhm.
look that way. It's your own. It's not even a race. It's yours. You know, the only time we feel like, oh, we need to get here quicker, or we need to do that. That's because we're comparing ourselves,
Yeah.
and we all have our own destiny. So whatever I get, you're not gonna get. Whatever she gets, I'm not gonna get. So quit trying to be that or do like, oh,
Right.
I'm gonna do what she's doing. No, do what works best for you and what
Mhm.
you want to do, because
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna be successful. You know, I go around a lot of people. They do this, they do that, and I think it's great, but I got to stick to what I know and what I'm comfortable and what works in my pace.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to do what makes you happy and what works in your pace, and that's all right. You're gonna get there eventually. You know,
Mhm.
doing all these other extra things might not even get you there quicker, and here you are stressing yourself out and stuff. So
Mhm.
just trusting the process, enjoying the journey, and just always make sure you write goals down and start marking them off, and that's how kind of
Mhm.
get one out the way, go to the other one.
Yeah.
So
And know that no matter what you do, your legacy isn't what you monetarily leave here. Everybody's like, I want to build a legacy. You just want to show your name off. That's two different things. You have to know what is a true legacy and what's your ego. And once you differentiate between the two, people are going to know you. I mean, everywhere I go, people know me. Some people may say good things, some people may say bad things, but I will reassure you something. If somebody says something bad about me, it's because they didn't get what they wanted. That's it, and that's the sole truth. And if somebody, if I and you're not gonna catch me saying something bad about somebody, but if I ain't talking about somebody, then you already know. Point blank, enough
yeah.
said.
No, but yeah, guys, so this is something that we're, kind of doing an intro. What our plans are is just to bring different business owner. It's not going to just be real estate. It's going to be, different things, because, we want to, there could be somebody out there that, has a vision, and it's not necessarily real estate, right? But, if we happen to put somebody on that podcast, and that's something that they wanted to do, it's good to, like, they can hear, be like, hey, those are the steps that I need to take to do that. Maybe they want to open their own restaurant. What do I have to do? They've always been scared. So that's the reason why we want to come in here and kind of interview different trades. It could be a restaurant, it could be, taxes, people that work with IRS. They can give you different tips. I mean, I'm always learning from different people that do different things, because I may need that in life, especially, taxes and IRS stuff. So, we want to be able to bring that to the market for you guys, different trades and stuff. And we just want to provide value, different value, not just all real estate. We don't want to just put like all these gurus in here and they're like, oh, look at me, I got a Lambo, which, is great. But we're focusing more on the value they can provide for us, and then also to the value they are as a person. So that's what we kind of want to do, and that's our goal, to provide for you guys. But we kind of wanted to get on here to kind of introduce ourselves, and that way you guys already know, like, hey, for next time, we'll have somebody that we'll interview, and we'll definitely let you guys know before who it'll be, what time, and and
I
date.
will tell you this. I'll just put it out there like this. If you do insurance, I really want you on here. Okay. If you do insurance, I really want you on here. If you have an insurance business, life, health, property, and casualty, I'd like you to inbox us.
Girl, there's an insurance place right in front of us.
Oh, well, they never talk to us.
Hey, we can just go over there.
Yeah. No, but seriously.
We'll get them on here. We'll get
them on here. And that way, we can, you might have questions, and I'll tell you why, because sometimes you're paying for insurance coverage, and when something happens, you had hazard insurance, meaning on your mortgage. Oh no, my mortgage pays my insurance. It's only $700. That just covers them. That's hazard insurance. And sometimes you're paying more because you're not getting the coverage you need. I learned that because a property of ours had caught fire, and it was a hazard insurance. It only covered the building, none of the content, none of the people stuff, nothing. So, thank God I didn't get hit over the head with that, but I could have lost my chonies on that one. I could have lost, but I didn't. But the thing is that there's things you need to know. If you don't have a dog, don't get dog. There's little things in there that you need to really read.
Right.
And take those off. Instead of paying $20 or $30 for, coverage on this, you could have said, I don't want this, add more to my content coverage, things that are in my home, because when you get a hazard insurance, it doesn't cover anything in your house. You might have $200,000 worth of things in your house and your house burned down and it only covered the building. You got nothing. You're back at zero. So if you have an insurance company, I really want to talk to you and have you on here so that we can kind of, we don't like picking brains. We really like sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
So we are more about that. We really want to know the truth about things. So like I said, so our next week, we really want to have somebody on here by next week. If you have time and you want to be on here, let's do that. Another thing, April is coming. So if you have a tax business, we want you on here because we need to answer some questions for people who may have just started a business and they don't know. Okay, I was guilty of that. I didn't even know how to file my taxes when I made my first amount. How the hell do I do this? I just had a W-2 form. Everything was done for me. Now, how do I do this? There's, you need a long form. Well, what happened to the short one? You don't know. So you really don't want to go blindsided. And that's what we want to do. We want to take those blindfolds off and let you see with clear vision so that everybody can go into the whole rest of this year into New Year saying, yes, I did it. Your New Year resolution will be, I'm living it, not what I want. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And especially with like people that just started their own business, they don't know how to do taxes. I avoid taxes.
No, she don't.
I'm just kidding. But like, it's good to know what you can actually deduct, because a lot of the times, we're like, oh, we can deduct this, so we'll deduct it, and then you get audited and you didn't even know, so that's why we want to get somebody, because we know that taxes is coming up, so that way, like, they can come in here and explain. I know one of the things that I had an LLC, she was like, hey, you need to put that on a C corp, so that, and things like that. I didn't even have no idea, because we're so focused on trying to run our business. But then, to be honest, this is actually so important, because that taxes, like, if you don't pay the IRS, man, I had that happen to me. They'll come in your account. They will take your money from your account. It happened to me, and it was like, I feel like someone just punched me in my stomach, and they don't care. They don't care. So I don't want that to happen to you. So like, we want to make sure that we give you guys like a breakdown of what it is, how to do the taxes. I mean, I'm no expert, but that's why we're gonna get somebody in there, and it can help you guys out. So we're excited about that, and then from there we'll decide like who else we're gonna get next. But you guys give us feedback of what is it that you would like to hear, learn, and if you have a business that you would like to come and talk about it, it doesn't matter. We don't care if you started. We're not trying to look for like all these millionaires. We'll put you on here. Make sure we share your business, and that way we kind of help each other out. We gotta help each other out, and especially in times that we're in right now, with the whole war and all that. It's a time where we gotta come together and kind of help each other out, and especially as a business owner, give each other a hand.
Yeah, and put your business in the comments. Put your business in the comments. Put where you work in the comments. Help your business out.
If you want to drop your link in of your business, other people can check it out. You're more than free to do that as well.
Yeah. So, folks, we've already finished, and we hope y'all liked it. Y'all have questions. Remember, our content is on questions, so go ahead and let us know what kind of question you have. And I know a lot of people over there on our podcast is like, they're always looking down because we're looking here. This is our first time, man.
Hey, man, this is our first podcast. Our first time. Give us a little break. We're trying. At least we could get the E for effort.
E for effort. E for effort. Y'all grade us as an E. Put E for effort.
Yeah.
So let's see what y'all come up with. So if you're a contractor, put it in there. If you're a plumber, electrician, hairstylist, whatever it is you do, tax consultant, whatever, put it in there. Let's see.
For sure.
Remember,
Hairstylist.
nobody knows you unless you're talking about yourself. So do that. Do that. Talk about yourself. Let's see who does it. Because I know everybody's watching. I wonder if y'all are going to put what y'all do in there. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be scared.
And don't feel too cool to share your business.
You're never too cool. If you're cool, you're broke.
We all started from the bottom,
broke.
guys. We all started at the bottom. We worked our way up. So if we can help somebody else come up, I mean, I'm sure you were at a point where you needed help as well. And, and this is one of the reasons where, like, I feel like, I'm no guru or anything, but I've been in a situation where I'm like, oh man, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I reached out to people. Some people helped, some people didn't, which is cool. But like, I want to be that person. If I have the answer to your question, I will be more than happy to answer it.
Oh my damn! Hold on, I forgot. Congratulations to Lily Laredo. She went to our event.
Oh, that's true.
And we just closed on a property yesterday. So she bought a property from me. And her dad's going to be doing it, and she's going to get it. So I'm going to follow her through on that to see how she's coming out on that as soon as she gets everything ready. And I'll let y'all see how her progress is going. And no, she's not a student. She's a person that went in there. She's had some experience, and, she told us what she wanted, areas she wanted. And the minute that deal came in, there we go. So it's collaboration, guys. Yeah. It's really collaborations. Get with good realtors, get with good people, know who's truly buying, not when people call you and say, I'm an investor, you got to be real with yourself. Please don't lie to me and tell me you're an investor if you're really not buying. If you're a wholesaler, be proud of that shit. Wholesalers, beep. Wholesalers make more money sometimes.
No, I'm going to be honest. Like, don't ever let, I know whenever certain people are out there, they're like, oh, you're just a freaking wholesaler. I'll tell you guys, I've made more profits than people that have flipped on just a wholesale assignment.
Yeah.
So don't ever let them knock you down, because you're working actually smarter and not harder. While they're over there dealing with flips and stress and all of that, you just make your money quick, fast. You can sleep good at night. So don't ever and that was the best thing that could have happened to me, because that led me to other opportunities. That led me to learning how to do creative financing. That led me to learning a lot of other things. So don't I would, I know what it felt like as a life. Like, oh, you're just this, you're just that.
Yeah.
But those are the people you don't want in your life anyways, So, but yeah, no, we want to go ahead and get together, guys. Whatever you guys want to see. If you have a business, put it on there. If you want us to interview, we interview anybody. If you're making $1 million, great. If you're just starting, great. We'll interview you too. Give you the opportunity to kind of get on here and talk about your business and how you can help. So yeah, don't be shy and go ahead and drop that link and put your business out there.
Right. And we're looking for a Westbury buyer. So if you're looking for something, girl, no,
that girl is just like, I'm looking for this.
Yeah, we're looking for a Westbury buyer. So we have she has a property under contract, Westbury area. If you need that. And then there's another one in Rice Village, but that's going to be a hefty number. If you're looking for something Rice Village and you got a high caliber at purchasing and you know your comps, go ahead and call inbox, whatever, call us, I'm 832-788-7646.
832-392-2801.
Yeah, so we're looking for a Westbury buyer. We're looking for a Rice Village, and then right now I got some stuff off on retail. So let us know. That's it.
All right, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.